We hear this a lot. What are the rules, the guidelines, if you will, the top 10 commandments in comic books? A lot of people have what they would consider to be the standard way of doing things or the traditional way of doing things. Hell, you got some, new young upstarts that have their new way of doing things. But what's really interesting in today's landscape of self-published comic books is that all the self-publishers, and including some and those from the mainstream, are always judging how others do things. They're always saying, when they look over a Kickstarter, for instance, I wouldn't do things like that. Standard page count is 24. You gotta have page turns. You know, just weird rules. Some not so weird. Weird. It's like that chick from Snow White. But what I thought we would do is have a look at some of these commandments. Okay, we got from Scott the Flock Wilson. I was tagged in this and asked to do a video, so I will. But this also correlates with another post that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. So Scott the Flock has his own top 10 list. It's the top 10 indie comic campaign fails. Okay. So here are the top 10 things that you should or should not do. Number 1, logo on thumbnail. I agree with this. Again, a rule? No. Do you have to do it? No. Will it bring you more visibility and help with your branding? Yes. Page count near the top and specify. Yeah, I do think that it is standard on a campaign that you should let people know how long the book is. How many pages are they getting for their dollar? Some people don't put in the page count. You know why? Usually it means because the page count's pretty low and they don't want to scare people away with that. Number 3, variant covers that are works in progress should not be on a campaign page unless within a week after launch, 5 to 7 days. You should have all your covers done. I mean, it's that plain and simple. You should have all your covers done. And excuse me while I eat my breakfast. Number 4. Work in progress variant. Once completed, posted at the top of the campaign page. I see this happen. I don't know why. When I add in a cover, I just put it in with the rest of the covers. Putting it at the top of the campaign page means that they have to scroll through that cover to get to the basic information, especially if they're a new person and not expecting that, right? So I don't agree with the commandment number 4. Number 5, if you're showing progress pages, do it side by side. Side by side of what? If it's a progress page, you don't have the finished page to show, right? Because it's still in progress. If you show black and white pages and don't have a black and white option, then why did you even show them? They do it to show that work is currently being done, right? So there's this assumption in Kickstarter and on all crowdfunding that you should have your work done before you launch. That's not the intention of the site. The intention of the site is, hey, you got an idea. You're going to show us some of the things you're working on. And if we like that idea enough, maybe you can raise enough money to make it happen. So the reason why they show black and white pages is to show that they're actually drawing pages and it's getting done. Be mindful of Kickstarter app. Less is more. Endless scroll is death. Yeah, I do agree with the endless scrolling. Like, I'll go to a Brian Polito Lady Death page, and it's pretty much at this point an endless scroll. It's kind of hard to find what you're looking for. And that's even if you know what you're looking for. But, sometimes you have a lot of things to offer, and the way that the Kickstarter is built, it's very hard to keep it, like less is more sort of thing on Kickstarter when you got a shit ton of stuff to offer. Number 8, videos shorter than 60 seconds. Yeah, of course. Look, longer the video, less likely the people are going to watch the entire thing. You want retention, right? Number 9, if you have merchandise, put it as an add-on. In my opinion, merch before your book as a reward is dumb. Depends. Before, that was the standard. And like before, I mean like a few years ago. Because the Kickstarter didn't have a great add-on feature. In order to add on things, people had to overpledge and then sort of send you a little note telling you what the overpledge is for, and you have to remember that when it came time to fulfillment. And so a lot of the tiers would actually have t-shirts and statues and toys and things of that nature. Now it's a little bit different. Now, it probably makes sense to do these things on add-ons, but you got to remember, some people are still stuck in the old ways of doing things. Add-ons, figure it out. Yeah, several campaigns I've seen have so much potential. Bundles are great, but what if they want to cover A and B only and not C? Yeah, the ability to customize your order, again, wasn't there a couple of years ago. It's, still relatively new for some people, especially if they haven't ran a Kickstarter in a little bit. And add-ons are important. Add-ons will probably make up about 30%, 33%. And this is, no science to this, just based off my own experience. The total of your Kickstarter. So as you can see, I was tagged there. And make sure to ring the bell for notification when Nyobu's video pops up, including the flock and myself on the YouTube channel. That is Ichthus. Look. Ichthus knows that this was going to be a video, right? They didn't ask me to do it. I mean, they kind of asked me. But Ichthus just assumed it was going to happen. I almost went with a different video idea. I almost went with Tyler Carpenter. And I might still do the gift that keeps on giving here at some point. But I got time to do one right now. So this is it. Now, this came from Ben Dunn. Okay? This is from Ben Dunn. If you could write a commandment for comics, what would it be? So again, back with the theme of the video, the top 10 commandments for comics, okay? And by the way, I would like to know what your top 10 list is down below. And I don't want you guys to pull punches. Don't pull punches, okay? Real commandments, real things that people should be doing, in your opinion. There we go. Dylan, thou shalt not swipe from other artists. Thou shalt not entertain, no, thou shalt entertain the reader. Thou shalt not force in one's politics onto others. Yeah, I think you're going to see that one a lot. John Eaple. Thou shalt read comics you like. Don't worry about it when others like something different. Carlos Tron. I would go for Wallywood's mantra. The image lacks the final line. And do none of these if you pay someone to do it for you. This applies 100% as AIs today. If you're going to draw. So I basically, that was a little hard to read, but I think what he's saying is no AI. Justin Hunt, quality over quantity. Dave Thomas, do what thou wilt shall. God damn it, guys. Do what thou will shall be the whole of law. I don't understand. Danny Larrabee, do not make the story dependent on 20 plus years of continuality. David Ramirez, thou shalt not talk smack about other comic book creators. Really? Good luck with that one. Michael, torn between thou shalt not create a multiverse and thou shall be permanent. Matt, just because you can do 20 pages of people talking like a Seinfeld episode doesn't mean you should. Scott, don't be boring. Christy Shin, don't be a shit. Jonathan Cowan, finish what you start. Mark Seabass, thou shalt keep retcons to a minimum. Johnny Reed, cover A should always be done by the interior artist. Armos Long, thou shalt not let the villain defeat itself. Hori Hardiman of Sister Mercy fame. Create what you would buy, fulfill your obligations, listen to your fan base. Borgie, thou shalt do more single story issues than story arcs by a ratio of 20 single stories to one arc. This is what I'm talking about. Get real with me, right? Robert Berman, show, don't tell. I don't want to see this basic shitty advice. I want like things that really pertain. Like, thou shalt not make boring comics. That's a fucking given. I'm talking about like what the page count should be, what should be on your covers, how you should lay out a campaign. What are the rules, motherfuckers? No political craps in comics, just storytelling. Thou shalt create new characters rather than change established characters. That's for the mainstream. Let's talk about indies. Thou shalt not bow down to false idols. Define false idol. Who is a false idol? See, no, but this is what I want to see right here. See this David guy? He's actually got a top 10 command list. This is what I want to see in the chat, right? This is what I want to see in the comments. Number 1, you shall read comics. Number 2, you shall not use AI. Number 3, you shall not waste time to respect the deadline. You shall not waste time to respect the deadlines. I'm not sure if that means don't bother with deadlines or respect deadlines. I would say follow deadlines. Number 4, you shall remember you create for the readers. Number 5, you shall not forget to have fun. Number 6, you shall learn perspective and anatomy. That's if you're an artist. Well, I mean, even if you're not an artist, it's probably still good to know. Number 7, you shall not judge the others if you do not want to be judged. Well, guess what? We live in the internet. The minute you put something out, it's judged. You shall do your best to progress. There are no geniuses who know everything. Number 9, you shall not forget someone will have print your pages. Do them printable. Yeah, that's a big mistake. A lot of people, especially the first time in, don't understand bleeds and things of that nature. Number 10, don't give a shit about all that I said. I'm the one who am I to tell you what to do? Have fun and do the best comics you can. Well, that's not really a commandment. Like, yeah, you started off good with, like, you know, deadlines and AI, and then it just got really general, you know. Thou shall write comics for the sake of comics, not movies, TV, or merchandising. All should be heard, understood, and respected, even when shooting down good, bad ideas. Honestly, always, even if it means communication seems rigid. Thou shalt always place your word balloons in such a manner to easily convey their reading order. Thou shalt not use gimmicks. Define gimmicks, like foil covers, you know, that sort of shit. Alex, don't suck. Wayne, tell great stories. Mike, arc stories with your current contract and budget. Thou shalt keep the dead dead. Well, that's not very comic booky, is it? Thou shalt know the audience is capable of growing your product. Thou shalt have only one cover per issue. This is what I want to see. I want to see you be opinionated. I want to see you really give the commandments. This fella, Chris Bishop, thinks one cover per issue, no variants. Mass appeal is overrated. Try too hard to appeal to everyone, and you will ultimately appeal to no one. Randy Zinnerman, show respect to your readers and to others in and out of the business, and most of all to others in the business that have been here longer than you. Is that elitism? So, if you've been here one day longer than me, does that mean I have to kiss the ring? I just, you know. And I agree with that in a certain respect. Like, you know, there are those who paved the way for you to walk that road. It's like in wrestling. You don't go in as like the new kid on the WWE and then think you're the big shot that runs the place. But at the same time, you respect the Undertaker. You go up to him and you shake his fucking hand and you thank him for all that he's done, right? Mark Wise, tell good stories. Too general. Sal Washington, for the readers, read and comment on the books that were made for your demographic. Make loud comments on genres made for and enjoyed by others. Makes you look like a tool. For comic publishers and distributors, admit that there's a problem with the current model is flawed. There are other book industries that are profitable and creatives are, well, compensated. Study what is making them successful and use what is applicable. Respect the talent. Labor is labor. You are literally paying for someone's time. Time is money. Time is money, folks. That's an old Warcraft thing. For comic creators, be professional at all times. Respect your deadlines because time is money. Find sincere critiques about your work. It's the only way to get better. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. Ryan Scott Bailey. Substance over beauty, a.k.a. story first, then art. Sean. Thou shalt not encapsulate them in hard plastic. So this guy says no to CGC. I say yes to CGC. Thou shalt not plagiarize famous covers. So what this person is saying, Lynn, I'll assume it's a female, is saying no cover swipes, no homages. Never letter word balloons over the figures. Write and draw the story you want to tell. Too general. Thou shalt not wear tube socks with flip-flops. If you enjoy it, write and draw it. The vocal minority hates it, all the better. Jeremy Lott, serve the story. TC4, no more than one variant cover. Thou shalt not milk the consumer dry to artificially puff up your sales figures. Thou shalt not censor any comic. Well, I think some things do need to be censored. I mean, if you're going to do a comic book about a psycho, killing children, that sort of shit, that might be something worth censoring. Thou shalt not use lens flares. If you have a story ending plan, don't give us an unsatisfied and rushed, half-hearted finale if your comic is canceled or you want to take a break. Leave us on a cliffhanger if you plan to finish it, or eventually reveal your spoilers to a trusted friend or fan so someone can pick up where you left off with your blessings. That's a tricky one, because if I'm going to end Niobe, I'm going to want to end it on my terms. I'm not going to want to let it hang, So if I can end it and I want to end it, I'll end it. They also never homage AMS 300. There it is. Thou shalt show, not tell. Thou shalt not cost more than $1.95. Good luck with that. Those days are done, my friend. Thou shalt not compromise storytelling and attempt at fan service. Thou shalt not read the previous issues. Thou shalt read the previous issues and respect continuality. Thou shalt read your comic books and not put them in slabs. Again, more people against CGC. Thou shalt not end a creator's run before it's meant to end. Buy what you like. Thou shalt not threaten or blacklist others. Good luck with that, too. Again, we're in the age of the internet where everyone has an opinion and people tend to go with the status quo. Comics are an art form, just not a meal ticket. They should be treated as such. And if one must suffer for their art, then you might want to try to get back more than you get. Thou shalt not ever make another variant cover. Endless conversations about food and lesbians in diners. Comic book characters that visit their fans. Can I get an amen? It's nothing about this. So as you can see, there's lots here. Thou shalt be at least one good person amongst the heroes. Thou shalt not let others influence who appears in your comic and how characters behave. Give it back to the kids. Thou shalt understand the craft. It's not movies or TV. If you want to make them fine, they have their place. Learn this medium and give it the respect it deserves. Thou shalt not write woke stories. Thou shalt follow canon. Everyone's got an opinion, right? But here's the thing. Opinions are like assholes. We all have one, and no one really wants to get close to it, But I am asking for your opinion. I'm asking for your top 10 commandment list in comics. Should it be no variant? Should it be a page count? Should it be page turns? Should it be thou shalt not use certain artists of a political fucking wing? Like, what is it? I want you guys to get real, really fucking real with me. And while you do that, please go check out the Nyobe eBay page. Link is in the description of the video, where you can go pick up some back issues of Nyobe and some harder to find variant covers of Nyobe. And every now and then you'll see items from my own personal collection being listed as well. With that being said, subscribe to the channel. We are on a road to 1,000 sexy subscribers strong, and we will talk to you soon. Peace.